Říká, že jednu letní středu v roce 1995 odebral játra a ledviny vězni v provincii Xinjiang na severozápadě Číny. Později mu došlo, že se pravděpodobně stal součástí obchodu s lidskými orgány. Čínský chirurg ujgurského původu Enver Tohti. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
More than 20 years ago you harvested organs from a prisoner. Was he dead or alive?
Half dead.
What does it mean exactly?
And that day I was asked by my surgeon to bring that mobile equipment, operational equipment, and I followed him to come to the Western Mountain execution ground where they have executed more than 10 prisoners, but one in particular was shot to the right here. Because all the rest of the prisoner was shot to the head.
So the rest of them were dead?
Shot to the head, make sure they are dead. But this one was shot to the right chest. So he will die, but not immediately. So
was that on purpose?
Yes, exactly. Because they made him half dead. So I have time to extract his liver and 2 kidneys.
So what was going through your head when you realized that the man is still alive while you were extracting these organs?
This is difficult to tell you now, because by then, like me, I was born into a communist regime society. We was born straight into the washing machine to get our brain washed. So we believed that whatever we did, it is to help the state to eliminate the enemy of the state. So I was proud of that. I'm doing things for the state to eliminate this prisoner.
So you had no doubt at all about what you were actually doing?
No, I had no doubt that I was doing the right thing, but I didn't know this is part of big scandal called organ harvesting. I didn't know that part.
And did you know that you were actually the one who probably killed him by extracting the organs?
That. Yes, definitely I know that, because he died by the result of my action. I removed his organ. He died because of that. Otherwise, he may still live half an hour or 1 hour. But I have shortened that short life.
And did you feel guilty about it at all?
By then, no.
Never?
Never. No, cannot say never. By then, I didn't feel guilty.
Yes, we're going to speak about the following years after and the reason why,
sure,
among other things, you are giving this interview, of course. But at that precise point, or let's say within another few hours or days, you didn't feel guilty?
No, I didn't feel guilty.
Which is why you didn't say no when asked to extract these organs. You didn't even think about refusing the task you were asked to do.
No, because I thought that was something exciting and something put a credential on my career. That was my thought, because that is the twisted mentality of all people living in China under communist regime.
And if we want to be a bit more theoretical, what would have happened if you said no?
Oh, then I would ruin my career, myself, my family, because if you say no, it means you are saying no to the Communist Party, you are saying no to the communist ideology, therefore you will be treated as the traitor, and you yourself will become the enemy of the state.
But what does this, organ transplantation industry have in common with the communist regime, actually? Because this is more a business thing, if I understand it right. So where's the link with any ideology?
This needs a little longer explanation.
Please.
Look, Communist Party or communist regime has created that unchecked superpower. Anyone inside this party, his power is not checked, so he can do whatever he wants and whenever he wants to do it. And this is one thing. Secondly, in China, under the Communist Party's rule and under the view of the Communist Party, the cheapest thing in China, it is the human life. Human life, it is the cheapest thing you can imagine. So the Communist Party themselves is an imagined community. They think they are the superior to all other people, non-communist members. So when they need or when they want to make money or to do something, they always choosing just vulnerable member of the society. And the Jewish society is this non-communist member. And like this Uyghur people, like Tibetan, like this Mongolian minorities, because they don't have voice in the platform of the politics. So
there's also the Falun Gong community.
Falun Gong community, Christian, House of Church. Those people, they didn't have the voice in the political platform. So this gave the convenient way for the very few of the Communist Party leader to gain money. And I don't believe that this is for vital for the the business in the Western meaning. That is business for the few of them to get rich.
So if you allow me to get back to the story we are speaking about, this precise chapter of your life, how exactly did you find yourself at the execution grounds? If you could just describe it step by step, what exactly happened on that day in 1995?
From the point, we should talk about one day before that, and my chief surgeon said, tomorrow you don't have scheduled operation, so tomorrow you assemble a team and bring the mobile operation equipment and wait for me at the hospital gate at 9:30 in the morning. So I did. So my chief surgeon and another one, both of them, they appeared in a small car. So we were in a van, and he said, follow us. So we followed them. I had two nurses and two assistants and it is the person who's doing anesthetic.
Oh, anesthetician. Yes, the person who does the anesthesia.
Yes.
Two of them. So two nurses, two assistants to do the anesthesia, and you.
Seven.
And then the chief surgeon also.
Chief surgeon, they are in another car.
Okay.
So in this one we are seven, and plus the driver we are eight. So
and nobody knew what the purpose of this trip was?
No, nobody knew.
Nobody asked?
Nobody asked this, but I did, because from the direction of I was traveling, I thought we are going to Western Mountain Hospital, because we are the Central Railway Hospital. We have 4 small branch hospitals, and one of them is in Western Mountain area. And I thought we are going there to do some complicated operation. But halfway through, we turned left again. And then I lost trace, because I had never been to this part of the world. So we traveled well, and our 2 chief surgeons, we saw them, they were stopped us, and they said, you wait behind this hill. There was hill. There's mountain, but there's a small hill. And they said, when you hear the gunshots, you come around. And we started panicking. We said, why we are here, and why we should come out after gunshots. So actually, all of us were a bit nervous. We sitting there, we don't talk, but just keep smoking. After a while, I think 30 minutes or 40 minutes, we heard gunshots. That gunshot is not like machine gun shot. It is like many rifles shot at the same time. It is different. So I said, let's go. So we rushed in. Then there was a slope of the hill, And I can see this bodies lying down the hill with 2 or 3 meters apart, more than 10. And we drive that way, and there was a police officer said, this way, come this way to the right, the last one. So we turned right to the last one. There's something more I should say. Those people, prisoner got executed, they were shaved like me. And they were wearing prisoner's uniform. But the last one was not shaved. And he was wearing civilian's clothes and shot to the right.
And what is your interpretation of that? Why wasn't he shaved? Why didn't he have these clothes on? He wasn't a prisoner then?
The first impression, yes, I thought, I didn't think that much. I said, well, this is different. And there are 2 police officers, they helped us put this body into the one. And that chief surgeon said, now, do as quick as you can, remove liver and the 2 kidneys. And my 2 chief surgeons, they were standing there next to us and guiding me what to do. And I started, because from that moment I become a robot.
So how quick of a robot were you?
Robot, because I was trained as a surgeon.
Yes.
I just do like surgeon, just do it quickly.
Right, so how much time did it take?
I can't exactly remember how much time, but 30 to 40 minutes. I find that this kind of destructive operation, it is much easier like compare that constructive operation. Normal surgeon, we do surgery, when we cut through, we will be careful not to damage an organ or a vein or artery.
But in this case, you knew this was the final thing happening to this man, right?
In this case, I don't need it to worry if I damage an organ, because I don't need to worry, because I know he's dead.
Did this man say anything to you,
No.
given the fact he was half dead?
He couldn't say anything, but when my sculpture to cut through the first cut, his body was trying to struggle. But he is too weak to say anything. He is unconscious. And from that moment I cut through, I can see the blood coming out. And that is indication that his heart is
alive.
Still beating.
Do you know who this man was?
No.
You never got to know?
No. That's why, since I come to United Kingdom, I go to mosque, I go to church, I go to temple, in case he was Muslim or Christian or Buddhist. So try to pray for him and try to ask him his forgiveness. And that I did it. It wasn't my intention, because living in such society, I had no choice. So I begged his forgiveness.